Welcome to Tales Over Ales, What's Brewin'? We're your hosts Jill,
Jess,
Anthony,
Michaela. During this podcast we will be doing a power hour, so when you hear this sound, we will be doing a shot. Feel free to join us, but please do so responsibly.
Tales Over Ales, What's Brewin'?
Alright everybody, how's everyone doing?
Great.
Good. Welcome to our 10th episode of Tales Over Ales.
What's Brewin'?
We have a very special guest today. It was actually a surprise guest. It's our very good friend, Caitlin is here. Give a round of applause for Caitlin.
Yay!
She's just wandering by through the neighborhood, just floating on through, and here she is podcasting with us.
Oi!
Doing a power hour.
Yes, floating through.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. I feel like that's you. You kind of just float around.
I do.
You're like a hippie. You and Michaela have that in common.
I love that.
Today's episode is all about treasure hunts and treasure and maybe pirates, because when I think of treasure I think of pirates. So we're very excited. We got some very interesting stuff. No one knew about this topic beforehand, so we all had to learn about it. So not only do we get our drink on, but we're also learning stuff as we go. We're absorbing things. So I thought before we start, in the spirit of the pirate, I'm going to put a pirate blessing out on the podcast so that it goes well and is interesting, because nobody knows. Michaela's giving me the oi is coming sign.
Oi!
Okay. Pirate's blessing. Whatever the voyage ye hanker to start, may pirate courage fill up your heart. May fair winds blow ye wherever ye go, and your ship remain sturdy, me hearty yo-ho. Cheers!
Cheers! Cheers!
So, I don't know, I don't do a very good pirate.
That was actually really good.
That was very
Was
good.
It was.
Thanks.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Michaela's be real nice to me because we have a guest in the studio. Otherwise, she tells me I suck.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
I was going to say, are you usually not nice?
Oh, yeah. Never. It's never nice.
Normally the opposite.
Oh,
But
yeah. We have this love-hate. We're frenemies.
yeah, we are.
We're frenemies. But, you know, it works out.
If
So.
if I was a pirate and you came on my ship, I'd kick you off the, what is it called?
You'd make me walk the
The
plank.
plank. Yeah, the plank.
I'd kick you off.
I'd kick you off the, what is it called?
Oi. Yeah.
Obviously, Michaela did her research for this. She didn't know it was a plank.
And make sure there was great whites right around you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ouch.
ouch.
I put some chopped up tuna in there
Well,
first.
you know what? I found some quicksand. So, for our last episode, we were talking about quicksand.
Wait, did you really?
No.
Oh,
I don't think it exists.
I don't even know.
You know what quicksand is?
it's only in the jungle. I told you.
I'm like, wait, like
It's-
actual quicksand?
It's under all the vines you can swing on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because you have to swing over it. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody knows that joke.
God. I haven't been to a jungle in a minute because, like, COVID. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, just to get it started with, because I like pirates, and that was very exciting for me to look into, because treasure hunts, like I said, I know nothing about. But I found this thing, and I wish I knew Caitlin was going to surprise us, because I would have done it for her as well. But I found this thing where you figure out your pirate name based on your first initial,
Oi.
the day you were born, and the month you were born. So I have your guys' pirate names. So, Jess, your name henceforward will be Money Buckets, Dirty Locks, Wild Bones.
I love it.
Anthony, you are. Do you remember it? Does everyone remember
Money
that?
buckets,
Money buckets.
dirty
I
locket,
just remember
dirty
Dirty
Dirty locks.
Dirty Locks, Wild Bones.
Wild
And what I think will
Wild
be fun
Bones.
is that maybe we don't have to remember, but we'll put it on
Dirty
Caitlin to remember everyone's
Okay.
pirate name and refer to
Wait,
it.
I gotta say it 10 times in my head.
Anthony, your pirate name is Swashbuckler Landlubber Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Yes.
Captain Sparrow.
Now, Michaela's happens to be my favorite.
Damn it.
Because I just love the first. It's perfect for you. Oi! Your pirate name is Surly Freebooter Scallywag.
Scallywag.
And I feel like that fits you. I feel like that really fits you. So Caitlin, you got that, right? What was Jess's?
Shoot.
Starts with money bucket.
Money buckets, dirty locks. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild bones.
Wild bones.
Okay, what about
Yours
you?
is something something sparrow. And yours is something something scallywag.
Scallywag. She is a scallywag.
Was
You
it-
guys know what scallywag means?
What is
No.
a scallywag?
It's just somebody that
Just
you
a
want to
scallywag.
slap around. Yeah, I didn't say it. It's just someone you want to slap around. Probably steals from you.
Wait, what is
A
yours?
scoundrel. Oh, I didn't do mine because I would be Captain Jill, of course. I'm not
Oh
like
my
you know.
gosh.
I'm one of you guys.
So,
Oi.
Oi.
speaking of pirates, do you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
Oh, duh.
No. Tis the sea he loves.
That's a good one. You know where a pirate keeps his buccaneers?
I don't even know what a buccaneer is, so.
It's other pirates.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where a pirate keeps his buccaneers?
Where a pirate keeps his
Under his bucking hat. I got loads of them. Actually, I have a whole joke section. So
No,
we'll
you
get
don't.
back to that.
You literally wrote.
Yeah, I did. So pirates were, of course, probably the most notorious treasure hunters. So there's quite a bit of treasures hidden, like on sunken ships and things like that. So, pirates are very superstitious. I'm very superstitious. Like today, we went to Hobby Lobby, which of course is like is like treasure hunting.
It is.
Because
I agree.
you're looking for some. It's all and then everything's all over the place, and Jess is digging through carts, and I don't know if they're people's carts or they were just carts that were there. I don't know, but we're looking for something. But there was a whole baby section, and we're like, oh, we wanna buy this sign that we found for when we have a baby eventually. And we decided against it because we won't buy anything for the baby because we're superstitious. So pirates are also superstitious. And here's some stuff that they believe in. So women obviously were not allowed on board ever. Women are bad luck. They probably meant Michaela. They always believe in stepping off on the right foot. So anytime they leave the boat or get back on the boat, it's the right foot first. They're big about Neptune, which is the god of the sea. So they throw coins in the ocean before sailing as if they're paying Neptune for a safe voyage. And they don't cut their hair or shave during voyages because they are afraid to anger Neptune. So if they see dolphins swimming with them, it's good luck. Sharks are bad, obviously. It's bad luck to look back at the shore. So you can only look forward. Which makes you think, like in those movies when people were leaving on a boat and their loved one, was on the shore, like, wait, Franco, or whatever, I don't know. And they look back like, oh, cara mia.
Yeah, you gotta think, like, especially like in the Titanic, in that movie, everyone was looking back and waving.
Which is why
it was doomed
it's
from the
sunk.
start.
But we'll get into that later.
Well, so you gotta think, if you're on a boat being powered by the wind, it's going to take a long time for the shore to get out of sight.
Yeah.
Like, at least an hour.
Yeah, so they're just like standing there like, oh, don't look back. Like, I think it'd be so hard for me. Like, oh, I want to look so bad. I want to look.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Oi.
Do you guys watch Outlander?
No.
Because one of the main characters, she's a woman. She was on the boat. Whatever. If you watch it, you'll understand later.
Yeah.
But they were saying that they were having all these problems because the woman's on the boat makes so much sense now.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow it. And some women wanted so badly to be pirates because of like they got away with a lot, and they, always had money and jewels and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So they would dress like men and join. Like one even was a first mate for some major pirate. I don't remember the name, but they would dress like men just to be on board. So
I feel like I'd do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And pirates invented the pour one out for your homies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to pour wine on the
For
deck
the
for
lost
good
at
luck
sea.
for all the people. Yeah. So that's my pirate information.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting facts.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't think you'd like learn that from like
I'm
movies
afraid.
or anything.
I'm afraid.
Oi.
Hush, being too nice to me.
it just makes you wonder how many ships actually are wrecked.
Hundreds of thousands.
Oh, I can't think of it.
Actually,
Yeah.
so I read that almost 3 million shipwrecks still need to be found.
Yeah.
3 million?
3 million. 2,999,999
To be exact.
to be exact.
They found one Thursday. The number's going down as we go.
No.
It just
That's a
makes me
lot.
want to go out and look for it.
You can-
Really? Because I'm like,
me.
that makes me even more afraid of the ocean.
That's so creepy when you see like the underwater footage
Yeah.
of them coming up on a ship. That's just so eerie. And I don't like the ocean to begin with.
Would you
That's-
ever go in a submarine?
No way.
What is it, the coffin of the sea? No.
Coffin of the sea.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Oi.
No fucking way. My legs, I turned to jelly just right there and I'm sitting.
The coffin of the sea? Who says that?
Jill.
Jill.
Jill says that.
Like,
It's the truth. Think about it. You're floating around in a box.
yeah,
And
but
like
doesn't it have a motor in it?
Motors always work. Never heard of a motor breaking down? Or ship springs a leak? You're in this pod and it starts to leak. Could you imagine? I would need if I had to go down, they'd have to give me a gun with one bullet.
Oh my
Or cyanide pill or something. You know what I mean? Because once I saw water speak, it's like
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, that's
but,
it.
But do you
I'm not
feel the
drowning.
same way about getting in a plane?
no. But
Because
I can't
every
talk
time
about it,
I'm
I
on
can't
a-
think about it.
Every time I'm on a plane and you see the air coming in through the top, I'm like,
I know. It's like, the masks are coming. The masks are coming. I know. It's like now because we just went to Vegas a week ago, and when we were flying, like you ever heard about the Southwest flight where the engine, the engine exploded and sucked the woman out? But now every time I think about it, I'm like, I pull the shade. I try to pick a seat not near where it's gonna explode. If we're near the engine, I make Jess sit on the other
I thought
side.
you were going to say not near a window.
Right, yeah, I try not to like that whole round thing, and then I watch it
Yeah.
the whole time. Like, I don't even blink. But I mean, I pray a lot.
she die?
in flights. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, she got
She
sucked
did?
into the engine
Yeah,
exploded. She got sucked near the engine, but she was
Into the
fine.
window,
She was
out of the
fine.
window, because
Out
it
of the window?
exploded and it popped the window, and her body got because of if there's a hole in the plane, the suction just pulls you out. So,
Even if you don't fit through the window?
yeah, could you imagine?
Oh my god.
It's like a crazy ass suction that's pulling you and like basically pulling, and people on the flight were grabbing her, trying to pull her back in.
Wait,
It
so
was
she
like
did die or she
She
didn't?
died, yeah. She died from injury. She didn't get sucked out of the plane when they landed. She was so injured by getting sucked through that small window. Man.
Sheesh.
I mean, you gotta think, like, probably your organs are coming out of you.
Yeah. This took a super dark turn.
The way we all
Blank stare just.
Anyway, submarines bad. Planes bad. Stay home.
Yeah.
Stay home, people. It's not just because of the Rona. Just
Stay home, stay
It's
safe.
safer.
stay in lockdown for as long as possible.
Seriously, you're safe there.
Speaking of ships, do you know what it was the most valuable shipwreck ever found?
Titanic.
No, the most valuable shipwreck ever found.
No.
It was the frigate Mercedes. You ever
The
heard of it?
Frigate.
Well, frigate is a type of boat, yes.
Oh, I thought like frigate Mercedes.
Yeah. No. Actually, it has a really long name, but it's super Spanish, and I'm not even going to pretend to do it, so it's just Mercedes.
What was on it?
So the frigate Mercedes was a boat that left Spain and was on its way to Portugal to pay Napoleon a ransom so that he would not attack Spain. And the British were fighting Napoleon, and they were super against Spain paying him because they were in the middle of fighting him, so they didn't want to pay his army. So the British sunk the ship off the coast of Portugal in 1802.
Oh, how much was on it?
So the Spanish government claims it was carrying 30 tons of gold.
Oh my god.
Now this team found it. This American team is actually the same team that found the Titanic. The same guys. So they found it in 2007. They found it off the coast of Portugal in international waters. They recovered 17 tons of silver pieces of 8.
Oi, oi.
Oh wait. And 5 tons of gold. An estimated value of $500 million.
Oh my god.
They actually hired a 747 commercial jet. They bought out the entire plane, put all the gold in the plane because like they needed a plane that big to carry all the gold back.
Yeah.
They brought it back to the United States. Bought a secured storage locker, locked it up in Florida. And then the Spanish government claimed that they still owned it and sued them in federal court.
Did they win?
Yeah, so in February of 2012, the Spanish government sued this boat in the U.S. Supreme Court and won rights over it. So they had to return 100% of it.
Wow.
And then, after that, Spain then sued them again for bad faith and abusive legislation for $1 million and won. So they found the treasure, lost all the treasure, and had to pay $1 million.
Oh my god. That's the worst.
Yeah, right?
And storage fees.
And
expedition
plane?
fees and the plane. they're ruined.
That is
Holy
awful.
shit.
I wonder
Actually,
how much all that gold weighs
30 tons.
on a plane.
How the heck did
you do that?
How did a ship not sink
like-
with that
That's
just
dumb
on it?
Like a
Yeah.
commercial plane, like a 747. They bought out the entire plane and just put buckets. They had them all in like 5-gallon buckets.
That's
Like every seat up the aisles, they had them stacked in the bathrooms.
Oh my god.
did you know it's an international law that if you find a shipwreck, you have to report it?
Yes. You have to report it and you have to leave the claim open for years to wait to see if someone comes forward to say it's theirs.
That's crazy.
Why
I
don't
probably
you
wouldn't
say
even
that?
say anything.
No, you have to.
But why don't we just say it's ours?
Because you don't have rights to it. You have to prove you have rights to it.
Oh, okay.
But if it was on a commercial vessel and it sinks in international water, finders keepers. If it's on a military boat and sinks anywhere in the world, that country owns rights to it.
Mm.
So if you
That
find
makes
a
sense.
military
Yeah.
boat, government owns it, no matter how much gold is on there.
I would just some
Still so deep in thought.
I know. I was just thinking that out. I don't know.
Jeez, that blows my mind.
Okay, so on that topic,
Mhm.
on that note, have you guys seen Outer Banks?
Yes.
Because
That
have you
show
seen
was
it?
awesome.
I seen 20 minutes of the first episode and then I turned it off.
No, you gotta
Oh,
watch
you got,
it.
if you like treasure,
This
you gotta watch
This
it.
is it right here.
I couldn't do it. I watched 20 minutes and that was a struggle.
Don't be so judgy. You're only judgy
gave it
because it's
20
young,
minutes.
skinny,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
awesome people.
Yeah.
I gave it
that
20
It's a
minutes.
hair.
CW
Like-
show. That hair. You gotta always bring up his hair.
They are
Leave the
beautiful
guy
people.
alone.
Yeah.
They are beautiful people, but it's a
Yeah.
really good show.
It's really good.
In your
really
defense,
good.
my husband turned it off. He was
Yeah,
like, I
it's
can't.
just-
He fell asleep like 3 times. I'm like, forget it. I'll watch it a second time without.
Oh, we love that. We binge watch that.
Yeah,
Well, that was
it's
the
really
whole thing.
good.
I wanted to watch it because I was like, it seems kind of interesting. Anthony loves treasure hunting,
Mhm.
all of that stuff. I was like, this is a win-win.
Right.
And I was like, let's watch it. And then he just didn't.
Because it was bad.
He was just
No,
like,
it
I don't
wasn't.
wanna
It
watch
was. It was really good.
Oi.
And it turns out not to be so much about the kid. Like the kids are in it, but like I don't know. At first, I was like, ugh, kids,
Yeah, it was
CW kids.
It was like super
You know.
preteen girl show.
It was. It really
The
was.
first couple episodes,
I
you're
was
right.
waiting for one of them to turn into a vampire.
Oi! Holy crap! That's a double oi. Her phone paused. You know, speaking of ship names, I got some really we got some really good ideas for some ship names. If I'd be a pirate, this would be what I would choose from. Okay. First one. You guys tell me what you think. You rank them.
Rank 'em?
Yeah. 1 through 5 on how great these ship names are. Right. Drippin' wet.
-5.
Is 5 high or low?
5 is high.
I said 5, and you said
Yeah.
-5.
I'll give you a 5 for
Give
that.
me a
That's
5?
a 1.
1, okay. What about this one? Slobber knocker. Get it?
Whoa, no, I don't get
That's
that.
a 0.
What does that even mean?
Caitlin! God.
What does that even mean?
Slobber knocker.
What does that even mean?
You know,
No, I know.
okay.
Oi.
Oi.
The morning wood. No?
No.
No?
Oh, 5.
These are gold. 5. There you go. Yeah.
Caitlin's your number 1 fan.
I need 1. What do you think, baby?
1.
Okay. This one's a thinker. The seas whore. Instead of the seashore. I get it.
I was thinking like seahorse.
No, Jill,
No,
no.
no, good. Okay, hold on. Got another one. Here's a good one. Surrender the booty.
For a boat name?
Yeah, you know, pirates booty.
I know what I mean.
Pirate shit. Surrender the booty. All right,
give you
God,
three.
tough
That's a
crowd
one.
today. Tough crowd.
Come on.
Keep drinking, guys. I get funnier as I drink. All right, here's the last two. This one is another thinker. Salty. Oi.
The salty oil.
Salty testicles.
Okay, that's 0.
That one's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Oh, there we go. Anthony's got that swashbuckler.
That one's a
whatever. Yep. Here's the last one. Full of semen.
I can't believe you wrote that.
I'll give it to
so
you.
funny. That's all I got, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I crack myself up. I listen to myself on this podcast.
That is
Hello,
brilliant,
Jill.
though.
You're so funny. Don't listen to what other people say about you.
Remember that
You're
milk's
brilliant.
bad.
You is special. You is kind.
You're gonna listen to this podcast back later and get to that part. Listen, rewind.
Yeah, I'll play it when I look myself in the mirror in the morning.
Just loop it as you're sleeping.
Oi. Yeah,
That was pretty interesting. Some of those were really unique. And,
thank you.
yeah.
I'm not used to this. What happened, really?
Your face mid thank you was really
Yeah,
funny.
because I can say thank you, and I realize it's her, and I'm like, something's going on.
Eventually, she's gonna start checking around her area.
That's true. That's true.
Did you know there's $771 trillion worth of gold in the ocean?
That sounds right. Maybe a little low. I would say that even would sound low.
Think about how many countries could pay off their debt.
One.
Well,
And not even America.
Touche. I'll drink to that. Oh, I have never mind.
but you gotta think, that is insane.
Oi.
Oi, if countries would just put some money towards treasure hunting,
Yeah.
they would get somewhere.
Or
But how
they'd go
many-
bankrupt from not finding it
Well,
and
yeah.
financing $1 million expeditions.
I want to know, like, if there's that much in the oceans, right? Like, I don't know, I just think about, like, people probably do that. Like, they probably go treasure hunting and, like,
Yeah.
you know, diving and stuff like that.
You think they find more?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it just makes me think how big the ocean actually is. Like, how much surface
Right.
area
Yeah.
it actually
Yeah.
takes up.
especially when you think of like the trenches that are in the ocean, like
Yeah.
how.
Or think about, like, when that plane went missing, the Malaysia Air flight went missing, like, how much time people spend looking for stuff
Yeah.
like that, and,
Yeah.
and they don't come across any of this trillions of dollars worth
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
stuff. It's
That's
weird.
crazy.
It is. It's just like when you think about what's that like in the center of the ocean? That
Water.
like no. In the water, but it's like the no-go zone because
Bermuda Triangle?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like what is
Like,
that?
I literally won't go
mysteriously
near. I
disappears.
won't even
Yeah.
go near there.
I want to though because it's
Oh,
so
no, girl.
I want you to.
I
I want you to, but I do not go.
But it's just there
No,
has
girl,
to be.
don't do
I
it.
know. I know, but there just has to be something there.
Yeah. Well, that was like when I've been on a cruise. Before I went on a cruise, I looked at the path because I was like, "We're going over that Bermuda Triangle." No.
Cancel.
Okay, I ain't doing that. No way.
Oi.
But then I just wonder if anyone else is like me that just wants to know like
Everybody
is.
wants to know.
They just don't want to go there.
I just
Just
don't
don't
But
have
know.
it
answers.
seems to me like you'd be willing to
yeah.
find out.
I honestly
Go
probably
yourself and
would,
find out.
especially if it was like a yacht and someone was like, "We have this really nice yacht. We're gonna party for 10 days until we get there." I'd say yes.
No, you just.
But
wanna go
what if you
party.
don't come back?
Right. But still, that 10 days would be like 100% worth it for me. I'd be like, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
I jumped off a boat into the Gulf like a couple weeks ago, and I literally could not stop thinking about what was beneath. They were like, "Oh, it's 40 feet deep." I'm like,
Oh,
Are you
that's too much.
sure? Are we about to find out? Because how do you know it's 42?
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be deep. If there's all these ships
Yeah.
down there with treasure, that shit's. I mean, and nobody can see it.
Right.
Like, even if you're diving, like really diving, you can't even.
You can be right on top of it and not see it because all the sand
Yeah.
covers it up, you know.
Oh, wait.
Oi. That's true. Didn't even think
Yeah.
that.
But at the same time, you can search for treasure your whole life, or you could be like this guy Darren Webster, who's lives in northern England, and his wife bought him a metal detector for Christmas. He's an electrician. He's on his way to work. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna spend 20 minutes. I'm gonna search this field, and then I'm gonna go to work." 20 minutes, metal detector he just got for Christmas.
No.
And what does he find? The biggest Viking hoard ever discovered.
What?
Yeah.
The what?
He found
Viking horn.
Viking hoard.
Horde?
Michaela thought you said Viking whore.
What is the word?
It's where they hoard all their.
I was like,
treasure.
she was the what?
So he found a giant lead coffin looking thing, 16 inches under the ground.
Oh my god.
So he found it and he said, "Oh, this is crap. It's just oi.
Oi.
It's just scrap metal or something." So he brushed it off a little bit. Next thing you know, tons of silver pour out of this thing. It's the largest Viking treasure ever discovered. So he found it in England. It was 110,000 pounds, which equates to $143,000.
Wow.
20 minutes.
God.
Metal detector you just got for Christmas.
I'm just gonna check this thing out before work.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And then people spend their
And they
entire
never know
lives
again.
looking for treasure.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's that over there?" "Oh, largest treasure ever discovered."
My dad actually, he asked for a metal detector. He's very into the treasure, so he got one for Christmas
Oh,
or
nice.
birthday or something. So he's always like, I want to go to the beach and just metal.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you should
Just
go to
that.
Southwest Florida and just go.
Yeah.
People
Mhm.
find crazy
A
stuff. down
lot
there.
of people do that. When I lived in Florida, like, you see people all the time with their metal detectors,
Yeah.
like the headset that like goes with it,
Yeah.
and they're just like.
You have no
scanning
idea
it.
how many people have found like engagement rings, wedding rings, diamonds, stuff
Oi.
like that.
Oi. Oh, I
Oi.
bet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially if you go, unless you go where honeymoons
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's crazy. Have you guys ever heard of geocaching?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever tried it?
No.
How does that
So
work?
Cool. So geocaching is it's like a real world treasure hunt, but outdoors. And you use your phone and use GPS coordinates, and you go around in these very interesting places in your in your neighborhood or whatever, and you find little treasures. They're not worth a lot, but it's like
It's junk.
it's little containers. Like they said that the container, it's a box. So in the box, in the container in that location, you'll find a log where you write your name and the date and any comments. You'll find obviously a pencil to write, but also inexpensive treasures. People will bring trinkets with them in their pocket, like Happy Meal toys or little plastic dinosaurs or whatever.
If you find one, you're supposed to leave something.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You take one, you take something and you leave something,
Mhm.
and then sometimes in there they'll be like they'll fill it with like shells or rocks or something from around the area and put it in the box. But also there's this thing called a travel bug, and what they do is like a little metal thing that has a tracker in it, and when you go and you find one, you take it to the next container or cache that you find. That's why they're called caches. So there's like 3 million hidden around the world. And it's free. It's free to do. We can
But
download like
Isn't this a newer thing? Like recently came.
no,
Who
it's
planted all
actually
these things?
it's actually not that new. It's been I've been hearing
Well,
this
since the
word.
90s.
Yeah, I've been hearing this word for a
'Cause
while.
There's
Okay.
GPS.
Yeah.
There's
So I've been
GPS
hearing it for a while, but I've never actually knew what it was. Like I thought people were actually going into the woods and taking like an index of the trees, or I didn't know like geocaching. But it turns out it's like this massive game where people.
I
just
thought
go-
it was like with the iPhones,
Yeah.
like as recent as like iPhones.
Oh no, I don't.
I didn't
I think
realize
it's like
it was,
90s because it is
Wow.
it's GPS based. They have GPS trackers.
But it did
Yeah.
with the smartphone. I think it became more popular, more accessible to people instead of using like a GPS. But people actually, and I've seen people on my Facebook feed actually doing this, and I never understood what it was until I looked it up. But
Yeah.
it looks so cool. Like you go around and you find the and it's always in very interesting places. So you're like checking out something new, and it's like a real live treasure hunt. Just-
Why have we never done this?
I don't know, but I was thinking that I was like,
That
we
was
want to
just
get
like
outdoors
something
more.
you do when you're bored and you're like,
Yeah,
hey, let's check
you
this
know,
out.
and I know that we would love it because we love scavenger hunts. So we did that scavenger hunt in Chicago, which was so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that where you're finding the location, and it seems really cool, and it would be good exercise. So we should probably look into doing that.
They're like in the woods though.
But I don't
Yeah, it's
understand
high.
how all
Like
the
in
things
the
got
woods.
to where they are,
People
and
put them there. They're
You
like
know, I don't know,
they're like
yeah.
in like plastic Tupperware containers.
Yeah, like a Tupperware, like
You
a
just,
little
like, hide it
mason
under
jar
a
or
rock or
something, and they
something.
hide it like under a tree or
Yeah.
behind a rock, or
Cover it
they
up with
bury
some
it.
grass.
But someone must have gone around and put these things out there. Oi. And made like GPS like pins, dropped pins where things were, and
Right.
it turned into this massive network of 3 million containers
right.
all around the world.
Oh well, I bet you there's a way to like add, like if you wanted to place one somewhere,
Right.
you could go into the app or whatever it is and like
Yeah,
add the
like
coordinates
maybe
or
you
something.
find a cool place that doesn't have one.
Yeah.
You know, you would take it and whatever.
Or drop
But-
a pin.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you basically you're hiking, or it's very outdoorsy, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does.
Like it sounds like more fun than just going on a hike. Sometimes you go on a hike and it's like, oh fuck, 5 miles. Damn, tree, mountain, water, tree, 5 miles, Jesus.
Rock,
But
rock,
really
rock.
finding a
I
container.
walked all this way for a tiny little ass waterfall.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that'd be something we should try.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Oh,
Oi.
wait. There's a lot of people who I think like a lot of people just for fun will hide treasures. They'll be rich and they're like, I have all this money. I'm gonna
That
hide this treasure.
treasures remind me a lot of time capsules. And I
yes.
wish I did a time capsule when I was younger, because I think
Me
now it
too.
would be so cool.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that would be like your own little treasure.
Yeah.
Like coming across that, and I
Like
think
an old
that,
diary or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like I would.
Oi.
I feel like I would still do that, like now.
We
If
should
I-
all
you
just
should.
do one.
We
We
should
should.
do one.
Let's do
We
it.
should
We
do
should.
one.
It would be like Crossroads.
I
You guys
put a
ever saw
mask
that
in
movie
there.
with Britney Spears?
No.
Oh. Me and Caitlin's just like,
Once we saw Britney Spears was in it, we were like, no.
oh, it was
I
so
did a
good.
time capsule when I was a little kid.
Did you ever look into it?
I can't find it.
Oh.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, when I was in 7th grade, I wrote a letter to my future self, and it ended up being mailed to me when I was a senior in high school.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's like kind of, but that's why I always think about it, because I'm like, imagine if it was like a box of stuff and not just a letter to my future self.
Yeah.
Was it delivered by like a guy in a bowler hat on a dark rainy night, like in the movies?
On a horse.
He's like, you need to know
Here.
this. I've been holding this letter for
Open
20
this
years.
straight away.
It was just like
The
3
British
knocks on
are
her
coming.
door, and she opened it, and she just saw some
Oi.
straight away. Going,
20 years I've been holding this letter for you.
You know, it's funny because like if you don't find your own time capsule and someone else finds it, they just be like,
Then it becomes treasure.
what the fuck is this?
yeah, but they might think it's really cool.
They might, or they might say that, you know what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or
Which-
if anything's dated, they would post that crap on Facebook now and be like,
Uh-huh.
I'm
That's
looking
true.
for the person who this
That's-
belongs to.
This whole time during this whole quarantine would be the perfect time to do a time capsule.
Yeah.
No,
And
you,
then-
you don't want to remember this time.
But it would be.
We're gonna remember it on our own.
Just let
But
it go.
listen, if someone is in history class
Yeah.
and they're digging and they find this, do you know how awesome it would be for them in history class? They would be the coolest kid for a solid period.
Yeah.
Because
For
They'd be like-
32 minutes, they are gonna be tops.
They'd be like, oh, I found this time capsule from 2020. Look what's inside here. A mask, some rubber gloves, some alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Tales over ales.
What's brewing?
Now it's time to serve up some podcast tea. This week, we're spilling the tea on the Brink of Insanity podcast. Launched in 2008, Jay, Bry, Mark, Lauren, and the Doc, along with many other guest hosts, bring their own brand of incoherent babble to tens of people each week. Nothing is off limits on the Brink of Sanity.
Running out of things to listen to? I have great news for you. I just ran the download numbers, and there's a statistical impossibility that you've listened to even one episode of The Brink of Sanity. So check out this weekly comedy podcast with your hosts, Mark.
I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know how walnut's part of a dessert.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
like people put walnuts in cookies. I'm like, just cough on the cookie instead. It's better than a walnut. Yeah. No one's ever like, this needs a dry nut in it.
It's like the 10th best nut.
It's the 10th pet nut with number 9 being my actual nut.
Jay, Hey, Papa John's, I ordered pepperoni and you gave me a dead corpse on top of my pizza. And Bry.
Who cares? We're all gonna die. Who gives a fucking... You want to be 130 pounds when you fucking die, or you want to be 250 pounds when you die? Fucking
Are
eat
those the only two
pizza and
options?
do what you want and fucking die. Who cares?
You can find The Brink of Sanity at brinkofsanityshow.com, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever podcasts are found.
So, Caitlin, you've had some time. She needs a beer.
Oh.
She needs a brewski. She needs a beer, muchacho.
Gracias. Sorry.
Oi.
Oi.
Oi, oi, oi. Everyone needs to say oi.
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 Yeah. So Caitlin has had some. She's trying so any piece of clothing.
I got it.
Why did I dress so skimpy? I have no clothing to help
Don't
me
judge
up this beer. Since you've had a little bit of time,
Yes.
we're going to ask you to tell us. Just first thing that comes to your head. Do you remember at all Jessica's pirate name?
Moneybags, dirty locks, scoundrel.
Very, very good. You got the middle name. So it's Money Buckets, Dirty Locks, Wild Bones. Very close. All right.
I said moneybags.
All right.
All right.
Anthony's turn.
Anthony is lock 'em and load 'em. I don't know. My mind went completely.
Lock 'em and load 'em. That's his gangster name, actually. not his
It may not
pirate
be
name.
your original name, but it's your name now. So.
Yeah. Anthony was swashbuckler, landlubber,
Oh, landlubber.
barrow, lubber.
Oh.
Okay, now Michaela's. What you got for Michaela?
Whorebag.
Squid lips.
Sea washer. Scallywag. Oi.
Oi. And hers was surly freebooter scallywag. Good job, Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Spy. You did a great job. You did a great job. I love it. Okay, so speaking of treasures, Caitlin has a business where she produces some treasures of her own. Why don't you tell us about that, Caitlin?
I do. I make some homemade goodies out of yarn, crochet.
Nice.
I only do what speaks to me and what I think people will really love. And in the fall, I do pumpkin, like Halloween decor, fall decor.
So cute.
And then in the wintertime, I do scarves, hats, stuff to keep people warm. And then right now, I just recently started doing like crocheted bralettes, they're called. So I have an Instagram called Kate Unraveled. It's Kate, Kait _unraveled. And yeah, so check that out.
We like it.
Yeah,
We're all
thank
getting
you.
crocheted bralettes for our next episode. Free of charge. So, lock 'em and load 'em. You got everything?
Lock 'em and load 'em.
for us?
And what's a scoundrel? What
It
is
sounds
that?
like a pirate. It's the same thing as a
Yeah, it
scallywag.
sounds like up to no good.
Yeah.
Like a scoundrel.
That's the name of a bar in Vegas. Scoundrels.
Is it?
Oh, let's
Are there
go.
people there
Yeah.
up to no good?
Yeah.
People up to no
They're about to
good.
be.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, I'm going.
Or Jess can go, whatever.
So I was telling Michaela today that from now on, the only thing I ever want, I'm ever going to ask for on the holidays for the rest of my life until I get it, is a metal detector. After doing research for this thing. So, this one guy, yeah, like I said before, this guy found out all this Viking treasure by searching for 20 minutes. These other two guys in England, Reg Mead and Richard Miles, heard a story of this guy that found a pot of coins on a farm on the island of Jersey, which is an island like in the English Channel. So they heard this myth and they searched this island. Now, the place they think it was on a farm. So they got permission from the farmer but they can only search the field for 10 hours a year between when he switches crops, from when he harvests one crop before he plants the other. So they did this 10 hours a year for 30 years.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
gosh.
Yes. And eventually they found the treasure, which was actually the largest collection of Celtic coins ever discovered. It was actually 68,000 Celtic coins. So it's equivalent
Oi.
to 10 million pounds or $1.3 million.
Wow. 30 years?
But it took him 30 years, 10 hours a year for 30 years.
That's crazy.
It's almost not worth it.
But wait, because I'm
What's that an
I'm
hour?
31, so like if I
$1.3
had
million.
started when I was born, I'd
Yeah.
be set now. So.
Yeah, right.
You're only working 10 hours a year.
10 hours a year. Okay, so 10 hours a year, that's 300 hours. 1.3 million divided by 300. Someone do the math. What's that an hour?
Wait,
Or
what's
actually,
the
just
number?
1,300.
1,300,000.
I put one. Okay,
No, divide by,
Divide
actually
by-
divide by 30.
30. 43,333.
$43,000 a year.
$43,000 a year.
That's
Yeah, think about that.
But
Those guys got beat.
You used
I'm
to know they didn't get
Those
beat.
guys got beat.
The value of the treasure is not in the money, it's in the cultural importance.
Oh, wow.
It's the largest Celtic coin collection
That's a
ever.
terrible treasure haul.
This is why you can't be a treasure hunter. 'Cause
Pirates
you're
would be
worried
like,
about the-
throw
you're
ye
worried about the
booty
money.
back.
No,
Throw your booty
no,
back.
no, no.
It's Celtic coins.
Like, if Jill found that, she'd be like, really? This is it?
I'd be like, seriously? Yeah.
Wait.
You kidding? I could have got a job for 30 years.
No, you see now, not all treasures are worth tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are religious treasures or cultural treasures.
Well, I agree with that because the greatest treasure I've ever found in my life was my wife.
Exactly, and you can't sell it, right? There you go.
I mean,
It's priceless.
She could.
Well, I mean,
never, baby.
Oi.
You're priceless.
exactly.
No one could ever
priceless.
afford you. I can barely afford you.
Anthony, normally that's when like you would chime in and say, I was your greatest treasure too.
Yeah.
Normally that would be.
Gosh.
Moving on.
Moving on.
You scallywag.
Scoundrel. It's just a fun word.
He's mad. He's mad that I don't think.
I don't know what to say now.
He's like, you know what? I'm not talking about any of these because
Yeah.
they're all come out to about $1 million, and she's just gonna say, "What the fuck?
No, some of
Get a
those,
job."
like the Torn of the Blessed Virgin. You ever heard of this?
No.
Really?
Really?
It's the Torn that apparently, supposedly, quote unquote, that the Virgin Mary wore while she gave birth to Jesus.
Wow.
Torn is like, I don't know, like one of those stupid shirts they wear.
Yeah. Like a gown.
Right. So apparently it was.
Oi.
It's in a church in France, right? Apparently, it was given to the church in 876. Now the church completely burned down in 1194. Completely burned to the ground. Supposedly 3 days later, the bishop found the tunic completely unharmed and told the Catholic Church that it was a sign from God. So they had to build him a better church. So they built, I'm going to try to pronounce this.
Yes,
The
that'd be fun.
Chartres Cathedral in France, which is the most elaborate, most expensive cathedral in France.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Right?
I like that.
Right?
So, what was it? Mary was wearing what?
A tunic. It's like one of those like long shirts that
A
they
tunic.
wear. A tunic, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oi, is there an R in
It
it?
sounded like turnip.
No,
Like a
it-
turnip.
no,
Like, she
it's
wore a turnip.
But like
Well,
so
first
like
you're saying Torin. I'm like, what's
no, tunic.
Oh,
Is
talking
there
about.
a
No one
painting of this Virgin Mary wearing this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
is there a
so
painting?
so
I don't know.
apparently 876 years later, somebody
Exactly.
gave it to them, and they're like, "Oh, this is the shirt she was wearing," and they're like, "Oh yeah," and then almost 300 years later, the church burns to the ground, and the bishop is like, "Oh, I found it. Here's another
What's
shirt."
it? How do you prove
And then
that's
they
legit,
build
though?
him the most elaborate
Yeah.
cathedral ever in history.
Yeah, but was she in the church?
No,
So how do you?
it's
so
the churches
why
in
would-
France.
Alright.
That's my point. This is my point.
What's the question?
Virgin Mary was wearing this tunic,
Yeah.
right? The church burnt down.
Oi.
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 The tunic was discovered 876 years later,
And then given to
and
the
then
church.
given to the church.
How do
Some
we
guy
know what she
walked
wore?
up and was like, "Here's Mary's tunic." How do you even prove that?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So they got scammed.
But it survived a fire.
Or did it?
Did it?
It survived the fire that she was in.
No.
That she was in.
The fire
No, she
was in
not the fire. She'd be
1194.
1,000 years old.
Just her
I
shirt.
love you.
Just her shirt
She'd
made
be
it.
1,000 years old. Just her tunic was there.
How did she die?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go. So now it's impossible to pull something like that off. But that guy probably woke up one morning and was like, "Man, I'm broke.
Right.
I'm hungry.
He's the bishop.
I could go for
And
some
his
whiskey
church burned down.
or something." Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna give me your tunic real quick. It's Mary's tunic.
I can't.
How do you prove it?
It's also like the Buddha. When the Buddha died.
Oi.
When the Buddha died, they cremated his body. His tooth survived.
The gold one?
It's just a
No,
regular
I'm just
tooth.
kidding. Did he have a gold tooth? I'm kidding.
And it's in a church in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
And apparently, it still grows to this day.
How long is it?
It is today. It is 3 inches long.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
What are we talking about?
The Buddha. You know the Buddha?
No.
You know, Buddha.
No,
not
there's
the
no
Buddha.
3-inch long tooth. There's none.
No. When they found it, it was
The
a
Buddha.
tooth, but it still grows. So you're talking.
Now it's like a saber tooth.
It's like
Why?
5,000 years
Isn't that
later.
the only thing that grows with your hair and your teeth or
I
something?
think your
Is that
nails
true?
do too.
Oh, and your nails. Your
Yeah, I
nails.
think
That's
your
what it
nails
is.
Is that true? Your hair and your
Your
teeth?
hair.
Teeth?
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
it's your teeth.
Wait.
My teeth are already big to begin with.
I'm
They getting bigger?
confused because
not
why don't our teeth grow
They do.
like
They do.
past this point though?
They'll just grow very
You
slow.
probably just don't live that
They
long.
Or
grow
maybe
very
it's
slow,
because we
and then
eat
when
with our
you
teeth
eat,
that they-
it
yeah.
grinds them down.
Oh, that's
Oh, that makes so much sense. Oi.
Oi.
true. Okay, but how is this tooth growing if it doesn't have anything?
That's the magic,
It's from
mystical
the
powers of
Buddha.
The Buddha.
It's from the Buddha.
the Buddha.
The Buddha.
So his
The Buddha.
tooth is still living in enlightenment.
Yes,
basically.
in a
Exactly.
church in
Yes.
Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
They also have an emerald that when he was cremated was from his heart. His heart turned into an
Okay.
emerald.
Yeah.
In the same
You
church.
know what? That,
You know, I
This
need
is
to-
my
Church
point.
is a hoax factory.
This is my point.
I need to be cremated. I feel like there'd be like a nice
Coal.
amethyst.
Amethyst.
That's not
Here we
important.
go.
Mine's
What does that mean?
Moonstone. What's the name of like the real name for Moonstone?
For March? March?
Oh well, my
Birthstone?
birthstone is aquamarine, but I just
Yeah.
really like Moonstone.
Yeah. Mine's amethyst. Not amethyst.
I don't understand any of those words we're saying.
Oh, God. It's like when you
Here I
say
am, you know, I'm
Oi.
Boy, I know.
He's
You're being
so
so nice to me,
nice
but
to
I'm
you.
suspicious. I'm
You
not
should
gonna-
be.
Yeah, like, I feel like I should go check my tires.
Yeah. Or your brake lines.
Or my front door.
I really like your hair color.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like amethyst.
It is.
Not fun.
It's like amethyst in an April moonlight.
I have a little fun
Thank you.
game for us. Let's see how smart you guys really are.
Oh boy.
Okay?
The kid is doing her evil laugh. I'm afraid she's too close to me. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can actually find treasures.
Alright. So. A man calls his dog from the opposite side of the river.
Anthony hates that you say dog. You see that?
Yeah,
Oh, he just rolled his
Oi.
eye.
The dog crosses the river without ever getting wet and without using a bridge or a boat.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you start from the beginning again?
A man calls his dog from the opposite side of the river.
Okay, man calls his dog from the opposite side. That you remember?
Yes.
A man calls his dog from the opposite side of the river. Go.
The dog crosses the river without ever getting wet and without using a bridge or a boat. How does the dog get across the river?
He jumps the river.
He gets across the river. It's not that the man goes to him. The dog's name is from the other side of the river.
No.
Oh, that was
That
not a
was a
bad
good
guess,
guess,
though,
though.
right?
Mm.
Gets across the river from a cross.
No.
What does that mean?
The cross floats over the river. Across.
Okay, I officially give up.
Yeah, what's the
Using
answer?
tree
What's
branches.
Tree
The river is frozen.
Oh.
But you didn't say what season it was. That would have changed
This is,
everything.
you want to find a treasure, you got to think of all these different possibilities.
You're right. Okay, we failed that one
Oh,
big
you're
time.
right, though.
All right. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What are they?
Oi. Beans. I don't know.
Beans.
Beans. First, second, the more you take, the more you leave. Steps.
Footsteps.
Ooh.
You found the treasure.
You found the treasure.
Jill, when we going?
Yeah, no, seriously. We gotta get on this, guys. I'll lead the way.
All right.
With my giant brain.
I start with an E. I end with an E. But I usually contain only one letter.
I. No?
Oh, that's a good answer.
But it's right.
That's right. For real.
Okay, start with an E.
Oi.
Oi.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer, though.
It's E. It's an envelope.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a what?
It's an
envelope.
It's an envelope.
Good one, see?
Genius.
Dude. Let's do this. We'll cut them all out.
Yep. Are you reading my notes?
No.
That's a good one.
All right. Here's the last one.
Maybe Michaela will get one.
She's not even paying attention.
I know I am.
She's doodling at that multicolored pen over there.
Ooh, I like
My
it.
90s pen.
I am always hungry and will die if I'm not fed. But whatever I touch will still turn to red. What am I?
Oi. That's a hard one.
Poison ivy.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's fire.
Yes. It is fire.
Wow, that's a good one. All right.
You guys are pretty. Anthony, you're on it, man.
Oi.
Very good.
I'm a natural treasure hunter.
So there's actually this treasure hunt that's starting August 22nd.
That's so sad.
It's $10,000 treasure hunt. It's coming to DC.
It's $10,000 buy-in?
No,
Or
it's a
the-
$10,000
it's worth
prize.
Oh, okay. I'm in.
$10,000 prize coming to DC.
Mhm.
It's COVID conscious.
Oh, I like that.
COVID
Lame.
conscious.
So the first clue you'll get through text and email or whatever, and then you solve a series of riddles and stuff. Then you'll get another text or whatever saying you have to physically go to this location, and then it goes from so on to so on. So it's five. It's actually five kind of clues or whatever treasure. 5 hunts if you want to say,
Mhm.
and then you get $10,000 if you could solve all of them.
Is it
Wow.
like?
Oi.
How long is it? Is it like a day? Is it until someone figures it
I
out?
think it's until somebody figures out. So it says that so the registration is $55, which is not bad at all.
Yeah.
And not like you have to actually register and play the game. Like you can't just be a random and just find a treasure. Like it doesn't work like that.
Mhm.
So
That's pretty cool. So it's in
so they
DC.
send like different texts and emails at certain times so that not everybody's at one place at the same time. That's how it's COVID conscious.
How would that
That's
work?
not fair.
Yeah. What if you're like? What if
Yeah.
you're not given the place of the? Well, I guess if you have to solve all 5, that's pretty cool. $10,000, split 5
Yeah, it's in
ways.
DC.
2,000 each.
I'm in.
Wait, so does it go by group?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
you
get
You
a
sign up by group. So
Yeah,
is
you
it
could-
$55 per person?
no. It's
or
per person.
Oh.
Kids are free.
Wow.
Oi.
Awesome.
And we know we're good at it because we did it in Chicago.
Yeah.
We solved a lot of those.
And
things.
you just solved all the riddles.
Don't push
Exactly.
that up because you know he's gonna get mad that we didn't finish.
So if we were going on a treasure hunt, what do you think you guys would need to bring? Caitlin, what's the first thing you would bring on a treasure hunt? First tool, one tool, or one anything. What would it be?
I literally don't think I would need anything but my best brain that day.
Okay.
Good sleep, water,
Right. Hydrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to be able to think clearly.
Okay. What do you think, Anthony?
I would bring one of those military shovels that fold up and double as an axe and a saw.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Caitlin's like,
You know,
I'm just
like-
gonna talk it out of the ground.
Boy. You know, like in World War II, the little ones that
Yeah.
carry on their backpacks?
Caitlin's like, I drank water today.
But how do you know
Treasure.
what you're gonna how do you know what you're
That's-
gonna need?
That's why they invented that shovel.
What about you? What do you think?
I would probably bring those survivor bracelets. You know those
Oh
bracelets?
yeah, the braided like
Yeah,
Oh,
the
the
braided
paracord.
ones.
paracord,
ones?
yeah.
What'd you
Isn't
bring?
it like a compass on there or something?
Yeah.
What's on there? All kinds of crazy things.
Yeah.
It's like a match in the thing.
And what is it when it unrolls?
Paracord.
Yeah, but it's like a certain number of feet or something, and it's like.
Oh, I don't remember what the number is, but
Mhm.
Probably a metal detector with a compass on it.
Okay. You know what I'd bring? I'd bring you guys. Because you got all the cool. You guys got all the cool tools.
It was a trick question.
I would bring you guys and all your tools.
Yeah, all your tools. Caitlin's brain. Caitlin's best brain.
the best one.
The best, her hydrated brain. Anthony's shovel. Jess's wristwatch. And Michaela's dog. What would you say?
Metal detector.
Metal detector. I bring a dog and you guys.
Oh my god.
So if you had to be the one to bury
Oh,
a
yeah.
treasure, what's one thing right now that you own that you would be like, this is what I'm going to put my treasure for someone to find? Your most valuable thing.
My most valuable thing.
What would you bury?
Someone in the future to find?
My wisdom teeth.
So yeah, let me just mention this poem and I'm going to find Michaela's teeth.
Yeah.
You're not
if
the
I
Buddha.
found your wisdom teeth, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I probably
It
could.
only works
Burn
for the
that place
Buddha.
to the ground.
Only the Buddha can do it.
Yeah.
You're not the Buddha.
If someone in the
That literally is your most prized possession, isn't it?
No,
You're
no,
so
no, no,
weird.
no.
It has to be valuable to the person who
So,
finds
someone
it. Or
else,
valuable to
unvaluable,
me.
not where you pet your teeth
It would,
at night.
what would you put in your treasure chest?
I would
Um,
put my grandma's gold
Doubloon.
token that I have, and it's really nice. I would probably.
Oi.
I
No, it has
probably
to be like valuable, right?
That is valuable.
It has
No,
to
I'm
be
just saying it
whatever
has
you
to
would
be-
put in your treasure chest.
That is the most
Bury
valuable
it.
sentimental value to me, or does it have to be money value to someone
There's
else?
way too many questions.
Okay. Well, in my treasure chest, I'd probably put
Jess's body.
no.
It's weird
She
because
stays
I
with
was
me.
going to say Michaela.
Oh, he's trying. He's trying.
And then I want to write secret encrypted notes to the FBI, but like you'll never find
He
it.
just wants to bury you.
I was
He
like,
just wants to dig shit up and bury you. That's what that means.
he is so obsessed with me that he.
It's not a compliment. Fucking idiot.
I've been taking it as a compliment for years.
Yeah. And he's like plotting.
Oh, crap.
Got fertilizer and lawn
What
dogs.
did I
You know what I
come
mean?
into? Caitlin's looking at her watch like, oh, it's almost my bedtime.
I don't know, what would you put in there?
I would put in
Why are you looking at me like that?
Saved by the Drink. Well, I do have one more guy to talk about, which is actually the most recent treasure hunt that has been discovered. It was discovered this June. The Forest Fen, this guy, 80 years old. He believed he was going to die from cancer. So he decided to bury this treasure in the Rocky Mountains. And it was estimated it was gold and gems and all kinds of he was antique. He was some kind of art
Yeah, his art dealer.
dealer, yeah. To be worth millions. So he wrote a book. It was called Too Far to Walk, and it had a poem in there, and it had 9 clues stated where the clues of finding the treasure were. And he took that book out in 2010. His goal was to get people off their couches and out into the wild. No, to get them to get them away from their screens and to take them on an adventure. So somebody just found it in June. He's never met him, and he doesn't know him. He doesn't know the name. All he knows is that it's a man, but he never met him, and he doesn't know his name. But the treasure hunt was so big that they had like websites and blogs and Facebook pages on just of clues, like everyone trying to figure out the poems and what does this mean and what does that mean, whatever. But the New Mexico police were trying to because 5 people died from trying to find this thing.
Oh my gosh.
So the police was like, you need to call this off. Like, people are dying, you know. And he was like...
Yeah, they were trying to get him to admit that it was a hoax.
Yeah, they were trying...
Because people were dying.
Yeah. So, he made a public announcement saying that, you know, it doesn't... I at 80 years old...
With cancer. I hiked and hid this treasure.
Through the Rocky Mountains. Well, you didn't say Rocky Mountains, but it doesn't present any risk, so... This guy found it 10 years later.
Does it say how much it was worth?
Yeah, it was. I think it was between 1 and 5 million.
Yeah, 1 and 5 million.
They didn't say exactly between 1 and 5 million.
But his friend said a quote, which I thought was pretty cool, and he said, "It's not the thrill of the chase."
That sounds incorrect.
That's the punchline.
That sounds incorrect.
It's not the thrill of the treasure, it's the thrill of the chase.
Oh, I got it. Let me do it again. Let me do it again.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it was a great quote. He said...
It's a really good coat. Keeps you warm.
I'm real lightweight nowadays. Damn it, Coors Light. It's always me. Okay. It's the thrill of the chase, not the thrill of the find. That's a good quote.
That's a good quote. That's good as hell.
That's a lot better than
Hey, great job. You completed a power hour with us. Tune in next week for more trash talk with your favorite bruchachos. Follow us on Facebook for all the updates and listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Tales over ales. What's brewing?